Once upon a time there lived a young boy named Bharat in a small, quiet village down by the Himalayan Bay. Bharat was famous throughout the village for his short temper and restless mind. His mind was full of thoughts all the time. Think that this storm has made his mind completely restless. Peace seemed to have disappeared from his life, and he was always lost in his thoughts and living a stressful life. Due to his restless mind and anger, his relations with his family members and villagers were also not good, which made him feel even more lonely and humiliated. He goes into a state of even greater mental stress. Once upon a time, Bharat was walking in the streets of his village. Then he encountered a Buddhist monk who was sitting in meditation under the shade of a tree. An aura of pure peace was reflected from the face of the Buddhist monk. In this boundless peace, Bharat was drawn to the Buddhist monk. When India came close to the Buddhist monk, he felt a positive energy around him. Bharat realized that the source of this immense peace and positive energy was somewhere within the Buddhist monk. That's why he sat there waiting for him to open his eyes. After a while, when the Buddhist monk opened his eyes, he found a young boy sitting in front of him, who seemed very stressed and full of negative emotions, looked longingly at the Buddhist monk in India and very politely said, "Master, my mind is very turbulent and the thoughts of my mind are eating me up. I can't feel peace even for a moment. Can you teach me how to calm my troubled mind?" Understanding the pain of Bharat, the Buddhist monk looked at it with compassionate eyes and said, "My dear child, I want to tell you a story. The secrets of mental peace and happiness are hidden in this story. Would you like to hear the story?" Bharat nodded yes and agreed to listen to the story with full concentration. The curiosity inside you was at its peak. The curiosity inside you was at its peak. Long time ago, there lived a man named Shakti in a city. Shakti was a very ambitious person, and he needed dates from people in every work. If he gets to hear failure and evil from someone, he goes into deep anxiety and stress. He believed that success and material powers would give desired happiness, but the more he ran after success and praise, the more he was drowning in mental stress. But suddenly, Shakti came face to face with a famous Buddhist monk of that time, whose name was Mahakoshal. Mahakoshal used to teach meditation to his disciples, and he himself was a very meditative and enlightened person. Impressed by the amazing concentration of Mahakoshal, Shakti wanted to know from him the way to calm the mind from its wandering mind. Shakti said that Mahant always runs after success and constantly tries to achieve more. Still, I don't get any temporary satisfaction or self-satisfaction. How can I find peace in the midst of this constant restlessness? The Buddhist monk looked at him with compassionate eyes and replied to him, "Your mind is like a turbulent river that is always flowing and running, can never remain unsettled. So to calm this restless mind, that's why you have to learn the art of letting go of your thoughts without any hindrance." Shakti was surprised and asked, "How can I let go of my thoughts? After all, I too am attached to my desires and ambitions." So the Buddhist monk smiled upon hearing this. And imagine you have a glass of water in your hand. Now the longer you hold on to it, the heavier it's going to get. And if you hold on to it long enough, your hand will start to ache. But if you loosen that grip and let go, then your load will be gone. Bharat listened carefully to the story and its message. He understood that clinging to his thoughts and desires increases his burden and creates turmoil within. Now Bharat was eagerly waiting to hear the end of the story. The Buddhist monk continued the story by saying Shakti started practicing letting go of thoughts following the words of a Buddhist monk. He watches his thoughts and feelings come and go without any prior judgment. Now he had stopped catching thoughts. Thoughts used to arise and go away on their own. Slowly, he started realizing that his desire and feeling is also the cause of all the suffering. As Shakti went deeper into meditation, he found that living in the present was the only source of inner peace. He can get rid of the incessant chatter of his mind by grounding himself in the present. Gradually, Shakti's mind became like a calm lake which reflects the outside world inside itself. He overvalued contentment in the simplicity of life and gave up his attachment to material possessions. As the news of such a change in power spread among the people from far and wide started coming to seek guidance, teaching people the art of releasing thoughts and guiding them to find peace within themselves. He became a beacon of peace and wisdom among the people. After finishing the story of Shakti and the monk Mahakaushal, the Buddhist monks became silent for a while so that the meaning of this story could sit well within. Bharat looked up at the Buddhist monk in India, and a new understanding was now visible in his eyes. Bharat said softly that I see wisdom in this story, but how do I apply it in my life? How can I calm my troubled mind? Buddhist monk smiles warmly at this question from Bharat, and then said that the practice of calming the restless mind begins with self-awareness. Take some time each day to observe the thoughts that arise within you. Pay attention to the feelings that come to you and see how they come and go like passing clouds in the sky. Bharat closed its eyes and began to observe its thoughts as told by the Buddhist monk. As he began to pay attention to the thoughts that arose within him, he realized that so he felt a constant stream of anxiety and desires flowing inside him. Not just a feeling made him feel a wonderful peace, he also realized that it is separate from all thoughts and feelings. The Buddhist monk further said that as Shakti had separated herself from all attachment, develop a practice of freeing your mind from disturbing thoughts and feelings. Accept the idea as it comes without any prejudgment, and then slowly let them go, and focus your attention on the present moment. But Bharat interrupted to say, what if thoughts and feelings are so strong that it persists and refuses to leave the mind? The Buddhist monk nods his head, agreeing to the words of Bharat, and said, there will be many such occasions when a whirlwind of questions will be going on in your mind. When your mind will not listen to you at all, then in this way you have to believe in the power of your breath. Once again, monk said to Bharat, close your eyes and feel your belly rising and churning to focus on your breath. The Buddhist monk explained that whenever your mind becomes disturbed, immediately return to your breath. The instrumental movement of the breath will immediately pull you back to the feet of the present and make you feel at peace. Try to focus on the incoming and outgoing breath as instructed by a Buddhist monk. This little exercise made him feel peace of mind. He remembered that his breath was always with him, which reminded him of the present moment. Brings comfort and peace. Seeing this growth of Bharat, the Buddhist monk smiled softly and said, calming down a restless mind, my dear, is a practice that takes a lot of effort and a strong will, as muscles get stronger with constant exercise. In the same way, regular practice also calms the mind. Nodding in acknowledgement, thanking a Buddhist monk, he promised that from today onwards he would be able to calm his troubled mind and release his non-powers and be able to embark on this journey to find peace within. The Buddhist monk put his hand on Bharat's shoulder and said, I have great faith in your ability and you will soon find your inner peace. But remember that it won't be easy. But if you try with a strong will and an open heart, you will surely find the peace that is inside you. From that day, Bharat started trying to calm his troubled mind and set a separate time to meditate every day. He let the thoughts that arise in his mind go without restriction and tried to keep myself in the present through my breathing. Practicing with time, Bharat felt peace within itself. As time passed, Bharata came to be known as the source of wisdom and peace. The villagers come to Bharat to calm their troubled minds. Buddhist monks' teachers share power of self-awareness, while helping others, Buddhist monks teach and share the teachings of finding inner peace. Along with this, he taught the art of paying attention to his breath and freeing his thoughts. Such residents developed, and they got priceless peace of mind. Through the teachings of the Buddhist monk and the practice conducted by Bharat, the art of letting go of thoughts and living in the present has spread far and wide. He changed the lives of many people, and as time went on, more and more, Bharat's calming influence extends beyond the boundaries of her village. People from neighboring villages and cities hear the story of Bharat's transformation. They come to seek his advice. Bharat became a beacon of hope for those who were buried under the burden of their mind. The teachings of India were not limited to meditation and discourses only. Rather, he used to emphasize more on doing everyday tasks with awareness. He used to remind people to be aware of their feelings. Pay attention to what you say throughout the day and how you react to the events that happen around you. Do everything with full awareness. When you eat, enjoy the taste of each bite. When you stand in front of the sunlight, feel its warmth. Listen carefully and understand what people say. Small changes brought miraculous changes in people's lives. From the teachings of Bharat, people learned that the joy of life lies in living in the present. Friends, this is the end of the story. I hope you have learned a lot from this video.